The rain hammered the city like it had a grudge, turning the streets of Seattle into rivers of regret. I stood there, soaked to the bone, watching Noah vanish into the crowd, his silhouette blurring like a half-remembered dream. He said, "Tell me if it's too much," and I didn't, and nothing would ever be the same. That moment replayed in my head like a scratched vinyl record, skipping back to the night it all cracked open. It was 3 weeks earlier, under the relentless drizzle that Seattle wears like a second skin. Aiden Harper, that's me, 28, barista by day, aspiring photographer by the endless gray afternoons. I'd scraped together rent in Capitol Hill by slinging overpriced lattes at a hipster joint called Brewed Awakening, where the air smelled of espresso and quiet desperation. My camera, a beat-up Nikon I'd inherited from my dad before he bailed on us for the bottle, hung around my neck like a noose, capturing fragments of lives I could never quite touch. Noah Ellis crashed into mine on a Tuesday that felt like fate's cruel joke. He was 26, with eyes like storm clouds over Puget Sound, deep blue, edged with silver, and a smile that could disarm a bomb. He worked as a graphic designer for some tech startup in South Lake Union, the kind of place where hoodies cost more than my monthly grocery bill. We met when he ordered a black coffee, extra hot, and spilled half of it across the counter while fumbling for his wallet. His laugh was electric, a spark in the damp routine. "Shit. Sorry. I'm a walking disaster today," he'd said, dabbing at the mess with napkins that dissolved on contact. His voice had that easy West Coast lilt, vowels stretched like taffy, the kind that makes you feel like summer even in November. I handed him a fresh cup on the house, our fingers brushing just long enough to send a jolt up my arm. Disasters are my specialty. "Aiden, by the way, Noah," he lingered, leaning on the counter like he had nowhere better to be. "You got a name for this place? Or is it just caffeine hell?" We bantered like that for 10 minutes, about the rain that never quits, the baristas who unionized last year and promptly quit, the way Seattle pretends it's grunge forever but sells it for $12 a pop. By the time he left, he'd scribbled his number on a receipt, winking as he tucked it into my apron pocket. "In case you need saving from the next spill." That night, I framed a shot of the Space Needle through my rain-streaked window, but all I could see was him. I texted, "Disaster here." "Save me?" He replied in seconds, "On my way. Bring the coffee." We ended up at a dive bar in Belltown, the kind with sticky floors and jukebox tunes from the 90s. Noah nursed a whiskey neat, telling stories of growing up in a sleepy Oregon town where his parents ran a bookstore that specialized in sci-fi paperbacks. "Dad's a Trekkie to the core, named me after some captain or whatever. Mom's the romantic. She quotes Austen like it's gospel." He paused, tracing the rim of his glass. "They don't know about this part of me. The gay part. Figured I'd come out when I had my shit together." I nodded, sipping my beer, the foam bitter on my tongue. My own coming out had been a shit show at 18. Mom crying into her rosary, Dad already gone, my little sister Mia hugging me like I was the one breaking. Now Mia was off at UW studying marine bio, and Mom sent passive-aggressive Bible verses via text. "Family's a crapshoot," I said. "Mine's still dealing with the runner-up prizes." We talked until last call, the bar emptying around us like water down a drain. Outside, the rain had eased to a mist, street lamps haloing the puddles. Noah pulled me close under the awning, his breath warm against my cheek. "Aiden, you're real." In a city full of filters and facades, his lips met mine, tentative at first, then hungry, tasting of whiskey and possibility. My hands found the small of his back, pulling him in, the world narrowing to the heat between us. We stumbled to my apartment 2 blocks away, shedding coats and inhibitions like wet leaves. In the dim glow of my bedside lamp, clothes hit the floor in a frantic pile. Noah's skin was pale, freckled across his shoulders like stars scattered by a careless god. He traced the tattoo on my ribs, a compass rose, inked after Dad left, as if mapping his way home. "Beautiful," he murmured, his fingers lingering. We moved together slow at first, exploring edges and hollows, breaths sinking like a shared pulse. Then urgency took over, bodies arching, sweat slick and urgent. He hovered above me, eyes locked on mine, vulnerability cracking his voice. "Tell me if it's too much." I shook my head, throat tight, whispering, "It's everything." And in that surrender, the dam broke, waves of release crashing over us, leaving us tangled and trembling, hearts pounding in echo. After, we lay there, his head on my chest, fingers interlaced. The rain pattered against the window like applause. "This feels like the start of something," he said softly. I kissed his forehead, tasting salt. "Yeah, it does." The next 3 weeks blurred into a montage of stolen moments. Mornings tangled in sheets, his laughter bubbling as I burned toast. Afternoons at Pike Place, dodging tourists while he haggled for fresh salmon like a pro. Evenings on my fire escape, sharing a joint and stories. His fear of never measuring up to his perfect older brother. My dream of exhibiting photos in a real gallery, not just Instagram likes. Noah fit into my life like he'd always been there, filling cracks I didn't know were gaping. He met Mia over video call one weekend. She grilled him about his favorite Star Trek episode and declared him Aiden approved. My mom? Still radio silence. But Noah didn't push. "We'll get there," he'd say, squeezing my hand under the diner table. Sex became our language, fluent and fierce. Nights where we'd lose hours to touch. His body a canvas I memorized, the curve of his hip, the way his back arched when I whispered his name. But it was the quiet ones that undid me. Slow, deliberate, like we were etching promises into skin. "I love you," he said one dawn, sunlight slanting through the blinds, his voice raw as exposed wire. I froze, heart slamming. Love, in Seattle, where people ghost after one date, where the clouds choke out the sun. But looking at him, hair tousled, eyes soft with that unguarded trust, I let it spill. "Love you too, Noah." We sealed it with coffee and crepes at a hole-in-the-wall on Broadway, pinky swearing to make it official. "Boyfriends," he grinned, bumping my shoulder. "Has a ring to it." That ring echoed in my chest as I framed shots of us. Candid, unposed, his profile against the ferry's wake, our shadows merging on the beach at Golden Gardens. Life felt vivid, colors bleeding into the gray. But Seattle's got a way of whispering warnings if you listen close. It started small. A late night at work he brushed off as client bullshit. A text from an unknown number that lit up his screen, face tightening before he silenced it. I chalked it up to stress. Startups chew people up like cheap gum. Then came the Friday that fractured it. We'd planned a hike up Rattlesnake Ledge, backpack stuffed with sandwiches and that cheap Merlot he liked. But Noah bailed last minute. "Emergency meeting. Rain check?" His voice crackled over the phone, distant as the Olympics on a foggy day. I went alone, boots crunching gravel, camera slung heavy. The view from the top, evergreens dipping into misty valleys, should have soothed, but solitude gnawed. On the descent, my phone buzzed Mia. Hey bro. Saw this on Insta, your man's trending? Link attached. Heart in my throat. I clicked. Noah. Arms slung around a guy, tall, chiseled, all sharp jaw and designer stubble in a club photo. Caption. Boys night out latergram Seattle nights. But the timestamp? Last Thursday. The one he'd spent working late. Nausea hit like a sucker punch. I scrolled comments. Fire emojis. Thirsty DMs. One from the guy. Missed this. Babe. Babe. Back in the city. Rain lashing my windshield. I drove to his place in South Lake Union. The loft building loomed. All glass and pretension. I buzzed up. No answer. Pounded the door when the elevator dinged. Finally, cracked open Noah, shirtless, hair damp from a shower, eyes widening in that split-second betrayal. Aiden? What the? Who's Ethan? The name clawed out, venomous. His face drained. How do you? Doesn't matter. Is it true? My voice cracked, fists balled at my sides. He stepped back, letting me in, the door clicking shut like a guillotine. The apartment smelled of takeout Thai and his cologne, sandalwood and lies. It's not what you think. Ethan's an old friend from Portland. We hooked up once, years ago. He moved here last month, showed up at the bar. It was nothing, nothing. I thrust my phone at him, the photo glaring. You said you were working. And babe, that's nothing. Noah raked a hand through his hair, pacing the exposed brick floor. Okay, fine. We talked. Drank too much. But we didn't. Bullshit. The word exploded, echoing off the high ceilings. Memories flashed. His body under mine. That whispered love you. Now tainted, twisted. He stopped, turning, eyes pleading. Aiden, please. I swear, it was a mistake. One night of weakness because I'm scared. It's real, and real scares the shit out of me. My family's conservative as hell. Ethan's out and proud, no baggage. But you're the one I want. Tears burned my eyes, hot and furious. Scared? Try being the idiot who believed you. I backed toward the door, chest heaving. You said, tell me if it's too much. This is too much, Noah. Way too fucking much. The knob turned cold under my palm. He reached out, fingers grazing my arm. Don't go. We can fix this. But I was already gone, tumbling into the elevator, the descent mirroring the freefall in my gut. Outside, the rain welcomed me back, a baptism in betrayal. Days bled into a haze. I called out sick from the cafe, buried under blankets that smelled of him. Mia drove down from Seattle U, force-feeding me ramen and tough love. Dump his ass, Aiden. You're better than some closet case cheater. He's not in the closet, I muttered, staring at the ceiling cracks like fault lines. Just broken, she snorted, tossing a pillow at me. Pot, kettle. Remember that guy in college? The one who ghosted after you said, I love you? I did. Vivid as a fresh bruise. But Noah felt different. Deeper, like roots twisting into soil I thought was mine. By Wednesday, the itch to confront clawed at me. I showed up at his startup, badgeless in the lobby, bluffing my way past security with delivery for Noah Ellis. The receptionist eyed me like yesterday's news but buzzed me up. His office was a cube farm of hoodies and whiteboards, energy drinks fueling the grind. Noah hunched over his desk, sketching on a tablet, oblivious until my shadow fell across him. He jolted, chair scraping. "Aiden, we need to talk. No room for debate." I nodded to the window, the view of Lake Union glittering mockingly. We stepped out to the balcony, wind whipping off the water, carrying the tang of ferry exhaust. He leaned on the railing, knuckles white. I ended it with Ethan. Texted him that night. "It's over. Good for you." Sarcasm dripped like acid. But what about us? Was that just a phase? A safe harbor till the storm passed? His eyes flashed, hurt sharpening to anger. "Fuck you, Aiden. You think this is easy? I grew up hiding who I am, sneaking crushes on the quarterback while Dad preached fire and brimstone. Then you, God, you made me believe I could be out, be loved without apology. And yeah, I screwed up. But I'm fighting for this." Wind tore at my jacket, mirroring the storm inside. Part of me wanted to bridge the gap, pull him close, forgive in the way only desperation allows. But the wound festered, raw and pulsing. "Fighting? Looks like running to me." He stepped closer, voice dropping to a plea. "Then teach me how to stay." I searched his face, the boy who'd spilled coffee, who'd whispered love in the dawn light. Seattle sprawled below, a labyrinth of lights and lies, and for a heartbeat, I almost did. But trust, once shattered, cuts deepest. "I can't," I whispered, turning away. "Not yet." The balcony door hissed shut behind me, sealing the fracture. Weeks dragged like chains. I threw myself into work, foaming milk with mechanical precision, capturing street scenes through my lens. Homeless vets huddled under overpasses, couples kissing in the market's chaos. Anything to blur Noah's ghost. He texted once, "I'm sorry. Doors open when you're ready." I deleted it, but screenshots haunted my camera roll. Mia dragged me to a queer open mic at Numos, the basement thick with smoke and stories. A poet on stage, all tattoos and timbre, spilled verses about lost loves and reclaimed hearts. "We are the beautiful wreckage," he growled, and the crowd roared. I clapped till my palms stung, but inside, I was adrift. That's when I met Jax. 24. Baritone sax player with a fade haircut and a grin like mischief incarnate. He bought me a gin and tonic after my set. Wait, I hadn't planned to perform. Mia shoved the mic my way. "Read something, Aiden. Your photos tell stories. Let words try." I mumbled a haiku about rain and regret, voice cracking on the last line. Jax cornered me post-reading, eyes warm as aged bourbon. "That was raw, man. Like you cut open a vein and let the city bleed out." We talked music and margins. His gig life bouncing between jazz dives and wedding bands, my shutter-click therapy. By closing, we'd exchanged numbers, his thumb lingering on mine. "Coffee? Not the spilled kind." I laughed, genuine for the first time in forever. "Deal." Jax was easy, like slipping into sun-warmed sheets. No baggage, no betrayals, just late-night jam sessions in his Queen and Walk-Up, where he'd blow soulful riffs while I sketched him in light and shadow. Sex with him was playful, exploratory, hands mapping new territories, laughter punctuating gasps. "You're a storm, Aiden," he'd murmur post-climax, tracing my compass tattoo. But the good kind, one that clears the air. It almost worked. Almost. But Noah lingered in the margins of every frame. A laugh that echoed Jax's but cut deeper, a touch that paled against memory's heat. Then came the gallery call. Out of nowhere, a curator from the Fry Art Museum emailed, "Loved your portfolio submission. Solo exhibit? 3 weeks out. I sent it months ago. Prenoa. A Hail Mary into the void. Now, timing cruel as karma. Elation hit first, then terror. Exhibit meant exposure. Photos of Seattle's underbelly. Yes, but woven through, candids of Noah, unnamed but unmistakable. His profile against the sound, our hands intertwined on the ferry deck. Erasing him felt like amputation. Keeping him, like inviting the wound to fester. I met Jax for drinks at the Tractor Tavern to celebrate. He raised a pint. To Aiden Harper, rising star. Gonna blow minds. Babe. His kiss was sweet, affirming, but as we tumbled into his bed later, urgency laced with unease. I faked the moans, mind miles away. The next day, rain sheeting the windows, I pored over prints spread across my floor. Noah's eyes stared back, accusatory. Delete me, they seemed to say, or fight for what we had. My phone buzzed, unknown number. Voicemail. Noah's voice, hesitant. Heard about the show. Congrats. If those are the shots, I think. Just know I'm proud. And still sorry. Click. Proud. The word lodged like shrapnel. I dialed before I could second guess. He answered on the second ring. Aiden, we need to meet. No pleasantries. Pike Place. The fish market. Noon. Silence. Then soft. I'll be there. The market buzzed. Vendors hawking lavender soaps. Tourists snapping salmon tosses. I spotted him weaving through. Hoodie up against the drizzle. Hands shoved deep in pockets. Our eyes locked across the crush. He looked wrecked. Shadows under his eyes. Jaw tight with unspoken pleas. We found a bench by the waterfront. Waves slapping pilings below. Seagulls wheeled overhead. Cries sharp as accusations. You look good, he started. Tentative. Save it. I pulled out my phone. Swiping to a photo. Us at Alki Beach. Toes in the surf. Sunset gilding his smile. These are going up. All of them. Including you. His breath hitched. Aiden. Why'd you do it? Noah? Really? The question I'd rehearsed in mirrors. Now spilling raw. He stared at the sound. Ferries cutting white wakes. Ethan was safe. Familiar. We'd hooked up in college, no strings, no stakes. When he texted out of the blue, it was like a lifeline back to easy. But it wasn't you. Never could be. Tears welled, spilling over. I panicked. Us getting real, it meant telling my folks. Risking the job where half the execs are Bible thumpers. I chickened out. Anger flared. Hot and familiar. So you ran to a fuckboy ex? That's your panic button. Yeah. Shame stripped his voice bare. Stupidest move of my life. Lost the best thing because I couldn't man up. Wind tugged at my collar. Carrying salt and sorrow. I wanted to hate him. Easy. Clean. But seeing him unravel, the boy who'd made me believe in forever, cracked something deeper. And now, pressed, voice steady by will alone. He met my gaze, unflinching. Now I fight. Told my parents last week. Came out over FaceTime. Mom cried. Dad quoted Leviticus. But my brothers got my back. Quit the startup. Too toxic. Starting freelance tomorrow. A watery smile. All because losing you? That's too much. The words echoed our night, twisting sweet and sharp. Rain dotted the bench, blurring the photo on my screen. Jax's face flashed. Kind, uncomplicated, but Noah's pull was gravity, inexorable. I need time, I said finally, pocketing the phone. The show's in 3 weeks. Come. See what you inspired. His nod was small, hopeful. I will. Front row. We parted with a hug. Awkward, lingering, his cologne stirring ghost. As he walked away, I snapped a shot, his back to the camera. Market bustle framing solitude. Click. Exposure. The exhibit prep consumed me. Jax helped hang frames in the Fry's sunlit halls, his banter lightening the load. This one's killer, he'd say, adjusting a print of Noah laughing mid-bite of crepe. Jealousy flickered once. Who's the muse? But I brushed it off, old flame. Extinguished, if only. Nights, I'd lie awake, replaying our bench talk, the way his vulnerability mirrored mine. Jax sensed the drift, pulling me closer in bed, but his touch glanced off, insufficient. Opening night arrived under clearing skies, a rarity that felt like omen. The Fry hummed, patrons in chinos and cocktail dresses, murmuring over my walls of Seattle souls. Mia arrived arm in arm with her study buddy, a cute NB named Riley. They air-kissed my cheeks, toasting with cheap champagne. Then Jax, sharp in a button-down, whispering, "Proud of you, Storm." His kiss lingered, possessive. But my eyes scanned the crowd for silver-edged blue. There, by the waterfront triptych, Noah in a crisp shirt, hair tamed, looking every inch the man who'd stolen my heart. Our gazes locked across the room. The air thickened, charged. He wove through, stopping inches away, champagne flute trembling slightly. It's incredible, Aiden. Every shot, it's like you captured the city's pulse. And ours. Heat rose, unbidden. You came, promised I would. His fingers brushed mine. Electric. Missed this. Missed you. Jax materialized then, arms slipping around my waist. Hey, babe. Who's this? Tension crackled like static. Noah's smile tightened. Noah. Old friend. Congrats on the show. Aiden, it's stunning. Jax's grip tightened fractionally. Thanks, man. Aiden's been pouring his soul into it. Awkward beats passed. Small talk about the weather, the wine, until Jax excused himself for more bubbly. Alone again, Noah's voice dropped. He's good for you? He's steady. The word tasted like ash. Noah nodded, eyes shadowed. You deserve that. But his hand lingered on the frame of our beach photo, thumb tracing the glass over my captured smile. The night swirled on, handshakes, compliments, flashes from critics' phones. Jax played host at my elbow, charming and attentive, but Noah's presence pulled like undertow. Midway, I slipped out to the museum's garden patio, needing air. He followed, wordless. Under string lights, roses nodding in the breeze, we stood shoulder to shoulder, city hum distant. Jax is great, Noah said finally. But if you want steady with spark, that's us. Heart hammered. You broke me, Noah. How do I know you won't again? He turned, cupping my face, thumbs brushing cheeks. Because I'm all in. No more running. Marry me to the mess. Let's build something unbreakable. The proposal hung, absurd and aching. Laughter bubbled up, tears chasing. Not marriage. Yet, Try again. His kiss was answer, fierce, forgiving, rain fresh. Jax found us minutes later, face crumpling as he pieced it. Knew it, he said, voice even. Go get your storm, Aiden. He hugged me goodbye. No grudges, just grace. Noah and I emerged into the night, arms linked, Seattle unfolding like a promise. The rain held off, stars pricking the canopy, a rarity, a reset. But stories don't end at intermission. 2 months in, bliss tempered by trials, his freelance gigs drying up, my exhibit buzz fading to residuals. We couch-surfed my place, arguments flaring over dishes and dreams. Petty, but pointed. Then the call, his mom, voice quavering over speaker. Noah, honey, Dad had a stroke. Come home. Please. Oregon waited, 2 hours south, but chasms deeper. Noah paced, torn. They need me. But after everything, go, I said, packing his bag. Family's messy. Doesn't mean you abandon it. He drove out at dawn, kissing me fierce in the driveway. Back soon. Love you. Days stretched. Texts. Mom's holding his hand. It's bad. Then radio silence. Worry gnawed. I buried it in shifts, snapping fairies at dawn. On day 5, Mia burst into brood awakening, face ashen. Aiden, check this. Her phone. A grainy photo from some Oregon queer forum. Noah. Arm around Ethan again at a hospital cafe. Caption. Supporting a friend through family hell. Solidarity. Ice flooded my veins. Not now. Not after vows renewed. I drove south. Rain returning in sheets. Wipers slashing fury. The hospital loomed in Eugene, sterile and accusing. I found him in the waiting room, slumped in vinyl chair, eyes red-rimmed. Aiden, shock widened his gaze. What are you? Ethan, the name a slap. I thrust the phone forward. Explain. His face crumpled. It's not God. Aiden, listen. Dad's dying. Ethan drove up from Portland when I called Mia for backup. She couldn't make it. He sat with me through the night. That's all. No more. I swear. Tears tracked his cheeks, mingling with mine. Why him? Why not me? You hate hospitals. Remember the ER scare last year? You froze. Gentle. Aching. I didn't want to drag you into this toxicity. But I should have told you. The lie or half-truth hung heavy. Ethan's arm around him screamed intimacy, but Noah's eyes screamed truth. Exhaustion etched lines I'd never noticed, vulnerability bearing bones. I sank beside him, head on his shoulder. I'm here now. We held vigil together. Mom's wary glances softening to tentative hugs. Dad's rasped, take care of my boy in final lucidity. Ethan faded out gracefully. A footnote. Back in Seattle, grief and growth intertwined. Noah's freelance bloomed. A queer mag commissioned his designs. I landed a gig shooting for a local mag, lens finding light in shadows. One stormy night, rooftop of my building, rain drumming a rhythm, we stood wrapped in each other. Tell me if it's too much, he whispered, echoing our genesis. This time, I pulled him closer. It's just right. Seattle sighed around us, a city of second chances, where love weathers the squalls. But peace is fleeting in a town built on fault lines. 6 months post-storm, Noah's big break landed. A design contract with a Portland ad agency, remote but demanding travel. It's huge, he enthused over pad thai at our new shared kitchen table. A wobbly IKEA relic weed christened with spilled soy sauce. Could mean stability. For us. The word anchored me, even as unease stirred. Sounds solid. Just don't vanish into the ether. He laughed. That electric spark. Kissing sauce from my lip. Promise. You're my North Star, Aiden. Compass boy. The trips started innocuous. Day jaunts over the border. Evenings debriefed with takeout and tangles. Then overnights stretched. Client dinners. Pitch meetings. Texts lagged. Stuck late. Miss you. I nodded at the screen, ignoring the echo of old ghosts. My own world spun forward. The Fry exhibit spawned invites. A workshop at Cornish College, where I mentored wide-eyed undergrads on framing fragility. Jax popped up once, guest lecturing on jazz improv. Our bro hug held no heat, just history. Heard you two are endgame, he winked. Don't fuck it up. Mia's graduation loomed, UW commencement under cerulean skies. Her in cap and gown. Diploma clutched like a talisman. Noah and I flew budget to Seattle-Tacoma, then drove, windows down, wind whipping our playlist of indie anthems. Proud sis, he said, squeezing my thigh as we crested the I-5 hill, Olympics shimmering distant. The ceremony blurred, speeches on resilience, families cheering. Mia spotted us in the throng, launching into hugs that smelled of sea salt and success. My boys, she grinned, linking arms. Dinner at her dorm haunt. Dim sum and dreams, her spilling plans for grad school at Scripps Oceanography. Saving whales, one data point at a time. Noah raised his Tsingtao. To Mia, the real Harper trailblazer. Her eyes twinkled. And to you too, not imploding spectacularly. We clinked, laughter bubbling, but beneath, a current tugged. Later, in the hotel, Noah's phone lit with a Portland prefix. He silenced it quick, but I caught the name Ethan. Client, casual, but my voice betrayed the barb. He paused, midway through unbuttoning my shirt. Yeah. Follow up on that pitch. Kiss to deflect. Now, where were we? We lost ourselves in rhythm. Familiar, fervent, but seed of doubt sprouted. Thorny. Back home, the absences accrued. A week in Portland turned 10 days. Excuses layered. Snow delayed the flight. Team building retreat. I filled voids with darkroom hours. Developing prints of abandoned piers and lovers' quarrels glimpsed through cafe windows. Mia noticed over coffee. You okay? Looking haunted. Just the grind. Lie tasted bitter. Noah's killing it. Good for him. She arched a brow. And you? Don't fade into the background. Aiden. Her words lingered as I scrolled his Insta one sleepless night. Polished posts of mood boards and cityscapes, tagged PDX life. Noah's. No Seattle anchor. Then, buried in stories, a boozy after-party shot. Noah mid-laugh. Ethan's hand on his shoulder, casual as sin. Rage simmered slow. I confronted via text. What's with Ethan? Again. Regretting instant send. His reply, WTF? It's work. He's on the team now. Trust me. Trust. The word mocked. A refrain from our wreckage. He returned Friday, arms laden with artisanal cheeses and that Oregon Pinot we loved. Missed you, he murmured, nuzzling my neck. Dinner devolved to dessert in bed. Bodies bridging gaps words couldn't. But post-glow, as he dozed, I slipped to the living room, phone in hand. Snooping petty, but pandemic. Emails innocuous. Project threads. Ethan's sign off all professional pep. Then texts. Archived. Can't wait for round 2. Your designs. Winky face. Noah. Haha. Flattery gets you mocks. Flirty. Not fatal. But the wink emoji nod. Morning brought clarity or confrontation. Over eggs. I slid the phone across. This. Explain. He scanned. Color draining. It's banter. Aiden. Harmless. Ethan's straight. Married. Even. Just office bullshit. Married guys don't wink emojis at banter. Voice rose. Cracking. He shoved back from the table. Chair scraping. Jealousy's ugly on you. After everything, me coming out. The freelance hustle, you still doubt. Doubt? Try pattern recognition. I hurled back. Spills into betrayal. Trips into temptation. History repeats if you let it. Eyes flashing. He grabbed his keys. Maybe I need space to breathe. Portland's not the villain, you are. Twisting shadows into monsters. The door slammed. Echo thundering. Alone. I sank to the floor. Compass tattoo itching like accusation. Had I pushed too far? Or seen too clear? Days fractured. He crashed at a buddy's. I drowned in double shifts. Lens capturing rain-lashed alleys where emotions pooled. Mia mediated via group chat. Talk. Idiots. Don't let pride sink the ship. A week in, the agency called him for a month-long embed full immersion. Portland HQ. Take it, I said when he broached over neutral coffee at a neutral cafe. Clear your head. Wait. Hurt flickered. But he nodded. Love you. Always. The kiss goodbye at the airport was chaste. Freighted. His flight boarded. I watched the gate swallow him. Heart a lead weight. Solitude amplified echoes. I dove into a side project. A photo series on queer elders in Capitol Hill. Voices of longevity amid loss. One subject. Harold. A silver-haired vet with stories of Stonewall ripples reaching Seattle bars. Gripped my arm. Love's a battlefield, son. But the trenches? Worth every scar. Inspired. I texted Noah. Interviewed a World War II gay vet today. Says forgiveness is the real heroism. No reply for hours. Then deep. Miss our talks. Threads mended tentatively. Daily check-ins. Virtual dates with bad Wi-Fi and better wine. But Portland's pull intensified. His stories brimmed with agency triumphs. Ethan's name cropping casual. Ethan nailed the pitch, saved my ass. One night, post-client happy hour. His call slurred slight. Aiden. Fuck. I love you. This city's got nothing on us. Warmth bloomed, but wariness tempered. Prove it when you're back. The embed climaxed in a pitch showcase, high stakes. VC vultures circling. Noah's designs wowed. He texted victory selfie at 2 a.m. We did it. Teams celebrating, be home tomorrow. Tomorrow came with a knock. Not his key. Ethan stood on the stoop. Duffel slung. Face sheepish. Noah sent me. Flight canceled, storm over the Cascades. Said crash here? He's bunking with the team lead. Stunned. I stepped aside. Sure. Couch is yours. Awkward hours ensued. Beers cracked to ease. TV droning Portlandia reruns. Ethan tall, affable. Wedding band glinting. Steered to safe shores. Sports. Seattle's food scene. Noah's lucky, he said midway through a mariner's rant. You ground him. He's all fireworks. You're the fuse. Flattery disarmed, but curiosity pricked. You too, close. He chuckled. Easy. Work bros. He talks about you nonstop. Aiden this, Aiden that. Gay icon status. Apparently. Relief washed. Tentative. But as he crashed on the couch, snores rumbling, I texted Noah, Ethan's here. Spill, why him overcalling me? Reply, logistics. Babe. Storm fucked flights. Love you, home soon. Morning brought Noah, windswept and weary, scooping me into the hall before Ethan stirred. Missed this, he growled, pinning me to the wall, kiss devouring distance. Ethan bailed post-coffee, bro hug exchanged. Door shut, Noah turned, I serious. About the jealousy. I get it. History's a bitch. But Ethan's straight edge, literally married to his high school sweetheart. No threat. I nodded, throat tight. Then why the emojis? The shoulder grabs, he sighed, pulling me to the couch. Flirtation's his love language for everyone. I shut it down after the photo fiasco. Swear. Vulnerability cracked us open. Apologies flowed, laced with laughter. We spent the day in lazy brunch, lens on his post-travel tousle, bodies reaffirming bonds. But the seed, though dormant, waited for water. Summer scorched Seattle unusual, drought cracking the earth, ferries idling on low lakes. Noah's contract extended. We road-tripped the Olympic Peninsula, tent pitched under ancient cedars, stars unfiltered. Nights by campfire, his head in my lap, stories spun of futures. A studio for my photos, his design firm, maybe a dog, a scruffy mutt named Pixel. Bliss, but brittle. Back home, a package arrived, his agency's swag box. Inside a note from Ethan, to the dream team, NNA forever, NNA. Noah and Aiden? Or? Doubt whispered. Pocketed it, unsaid. The breaking point brewed slow. A gallery crawl in Pioneer Square, queer artists. Queer nights. Noah begged off. Deadline crunch. Go. Have fun. Tell me the dirt. I went solo, weaving through installations of neon nudes and whispered manifestos. Jack spotted me mid-gallery, saxophone slung like a talisman. Harper, long time, we fell into orbit, drinks at an after-party loft, bass thumping, bodies swaying. Jax's hand on my elbow steered stories, his laugh pulled like tide. Still with the firecracker? Trying. Honesty slipped. Boozy. He nodded. Ice kind. If it fizzles. You know where to find me. Home at dawn. Head pounding. I found Noah awake. Laptop glowing. Fun night. Casual. But jaw tight. Decent. Omission stung. You. Crushed the mock-up. He rose. Kiss chased. Love you. But the air hummed tension. Days later, his phone buzzed during dinner, Ethan's face, smiling from the lock screen. Noah glanced, silenced. Work. Change the pic, I said, fork clattering. It's weird, he bristled. It's a group shot from the pitch. Paranoia again. Not paranoia pattern. Voice rose. Plates rattling. Emojis. Shoulders. Now avatars. It's cumulative. Noah. He slammed his napkin down. Cumulative bullshit. You're projecting your dad's abandonment, your mom's judgment. Not me. The hit landed low. Don't Freud me. This is you dodging depth. Chasing easy. Easy. He laughed bitter. Bearing my soul to VCs. Coming out to a family that disowned Dad's memory? That's easy. Silence stretched. Lacerating. Maybe we need a break, he said finally, voice hollow. Figure out if this is love or habit. Panic clawed. A break? Or a full stop? He grabbed his jacket. I don't know. Space. Aiden. That's all. Door shut soft this time, final as thunder. The apartment echoed empty, his half of the closet gaping like a wound. I wandered rooms we'd claimed, our bed unmade from mornings merged, kitchen stocked with his favorite Earl Grey. Mia arrived with wine and wisdom, breaks are band-aids on bullets. But if he comes back groveling, he won't, certainty ached. Not Noah. He's already half gone. She hugged me fierce. Then grieve. Then grow. Grief came tidal. Days blurred in darkroom red, developing doubles of us overexposed. Over. I culled the series, donating to a community center's Pride archive. Catharsis in the click of shutter release. Work buffered. The mag gig expanded to a feature on Seattle's underground queer scene. Drag dens in the U District, leather bars in Soto. Lens work soothed, capturing glittered resilience, tattooed triumphs. One subject, a trans barback named Lena, paused mid-pour. Honey, love's like whiskey, burns going down, warms the bones after. Don't sip the poison. Her words fermented as autumn chilled, leaves carpeting Capitol Hill like confetti from a funeral. Noah's texts trickled. Hope you're good. Portland's meh without you. Neutral. Neighborly. I replied sparse. Pride my shield. Then the invite. His agency's holiday gala. Black tie. Waterfront ballroom. One night. As friends. Attached. A mock-up invite. Our initials entwined in elegant script. NNA designs. Heart stuttered. Friends, after soul-bearing, body mapping, but curiosity or masochism won. Fine. One night. The night gleamed. Me in rented tux. Bow tie crooked. Nerves electric. Portland shimmered across the Willamette. Bridges strung with lights like veins pulsing. The ballroom swirled. Suits and gowns. Jazz trio crooning Cole Porter. Noah waited by the bar, devastating in midnight blue, eyes lighting as I approached. You came, voice husky, hand hovering before clasping mine. Formal, fraught. Curious, I signaled the bartender. Champagne, we clinked, bubbles biting. Small talk skirted shallows. Weather's bite, Mia's latest whale tale. Then Ethan sauntered up, arm around a petite woman, his wife, rings flashing. Aiden, the photographer legend. This is Mara, my better half. Mara beamed, all warmth. Noah raves about your work. That Fry show? Stunning. Heat crept. Noah's gaze held pride, unshadowed. Told you, he murmured as Ethan whisked Mara to dance. The trio shifted to night and day, slow and sultry. Noah extended a hand. Dance? Hesitant. I took it. Floor crowded, bodies brushing. His palm warmed my back, guiding gentle. Missed this, he breathed, cheek to mine. Me too, admission slipped. We swayed, world narrowing to rhythm and regret. The break was stupid, he confessed, voice low. Space just amplified the void. You're in every line I draw, every breath, tears pricked. Then why? Why push away? Fear, simple, shattering. Of failing you. Portland's a pressure cooker, deadlines, egos. Thought distance would steal me, but it just hollowed. His hand tightened. I leaned in, foreheads touching. We're stronger fused, Noah. Not fractured. The song faded. Applause swelled. He pulled back, eyes searching. Come home. For real. No more breaks. Heart soared, but caution tethered. Prove it. Ditch the gala, drive back with me. Now. Challenge lit his face. Deal. We slipped out. Tuxes rumpled, laughter trailing into the night. The drive north blurred, hands linked over gearshift, radio humming Springsteen anthems. Dawn broke over the Cascades, gold gilding peaks. Seattle welcomed, rain-kissed. Homecoming was holy, keys tossed, clothes shed in hallway haste. We tumbled to familiar sheets, rediscovering in daylight's honesty. Slow caresses, gasps gasped like prayers. Never again, he vowed, buried deep, our pulses sinking eternal. Winter wrapped us cozy. Noah cut Portland trips. Negotiating remote core, we adopted Pixel. The mutt, a wiry terrier mix with wanderlust eyes. Holidays healed. Mia's table groaning turkey and tofurkey. Mom tentative via Zoom. Her, I love you. Son a fragile bridge. But spring unearthed old roots. A letter arrived, Dad's handwriting, shaky on envelope. Heard you're exhibiting again. Proud. Clean now, AA since 23. Can we talk? Postmark, Reno. Noah found me staring at it over coffee. Your old man. Yeah. Throat closed. Ghost from the past. He knelt, hands on knees. You don't owe him. But if you want closure, I'm your wingman. The call scheduled uneasy neutral ground. A cafe in Tacoma Midway. Dad arrived diminished. Gray beard. Eyes clear but crinkled with years. Aiden. Grown. We ordered blacks. Steam rising like barriers. Stories spilled halting. His spiral post-divorce. Rock bottom in Vegas motels. Redemption in desert meetings. Missed your light, kid. And hearing about you. The photos. The love. Makes me wish I'd been better. Tears tracked his cheeks. Mine stayed banked. You weren't. But thanks for trying now. Noah waited outside. Thumbing designs. We debriefed over drive-through burgers. His silence supportive. Brave, he said simply. Like you. Summer swelled with shows. My Elder series at the Wing. Noah's graphics in a Zine Fest collab. Pride Month peaked electric. Parade floats thumping bass. Rainbows rioting Capitol Hill. We marched hand in hand. Pixel in a bandana. Mia cheering from sidelines with Riley. Now official. Post-march. Rooftop party at a friend's, beers flowing. Bodies grinding to EDM. Noah pulled me to a corner. Lips to ear. Marry me? Not today. But someday? Joy burst. Champagne sweet. Someday. Hell yes. But euphoria's edge sharpens unseen. Fall brought Noah's curveball. A job offer from a Seattle startup. Lead designer. Equity stake. The dream. It's us level, he enthused. Pacing our living room. Pixel yipping at his heels. Stability, babe. No more freelance famine. Elation tempered caution. Bosses? Culture. Progressive. Queer founder. Met at Pride. I sparkled. This could be it. Onboarding dazzled. Open plan office in Belltown. Ping pong tables and kegs. He came home buzzing. Tales of team brainstorms. A mentor named Riley, no relation, with killer intuition. Fits like glove. I toasted his first paycheck. Frame on the wall, his promo headshot, silver eyes gleaming. But nights, he crashed early, jet lag from the day, joke half-hearted. Phone face down more often, notifications silenced. Doubt dormant stirred. Mia's birthday dinner, Italian in Georgetown, candles flickering. Noah late, traffic from the bridge, but his tie loosened, cologne fresh, as if showered recent. Over tiramisu, I pressed gentle, good day, grueling. Pitched the rebrand, nailed it, smile flashed, but eyes evaded. Home, buzzed on Chianti. I glimpsed his screen as he dozed. Text from Riley, great work today. Drinks Friday, team tradition. Innocuous. But the pattern prickled, late hours, fresh scents, evasive glances. Friday, I waited up, stewing in flannel. He stumbled in at midnight, cheeks flushed. Hey, love, drinks run long. Yeah, Riley's got this dive spot. Killer wings, kiss dodged my cheek. Riley, name hung. The mentor, yep. Sharp as hell, he yawned, stripping for bed. Night, sleep evaded me. Saturday dawned tense. Brunch at Lupanier, croissants flaking under knives. Who's Riley? Really? Casual feint. He paused, fork midway. Colleague. Why? Just. Vibes. Late nights. Team drinks. Feels familiar. Eyes narrowed. Not this again. Ethan's ancient history. Riley's married, non-binary spouse, kid on the way. Paranoia 2.0, hurt flared mutual. Not paranoia protection. We've danced this dance. Noah. I won't waltz into flames. He shoved plate away. Then maybe we're mismatched. You see threats. I see success. The cafe spun. Patrons blurred. Mismatched? After all. Tired of proving. Aiden. Love shouldn't audit. He stood. Chair scraping. Need air. He stormed out. I followed to the sidewalk. Rain spitting spite. Don't run. Talk. But he hailed a cab. Door slamming on. Call me when you're ready to trust. Alone in the drizzle. Heart fracturing anew. I wondered, was love audit or absolution? The cab's taillights bled red into puddles, vanishing around the corner like so many promises. I trudged home. Broadway's bustle mocking. Lovers linking arms. Buskers crooning heartbreak ballads. Pixel greeted with frantic tail wags. Oblivious. I buried face in his fur. Salt mingling with doggy musk. Texts flew frantic. Come back. Let's fix. Silence answered. A void deeper than before. Sunday bled into Monday. No Noah. Work blurred, latte art steaming. Lens capturing commuters' masked miseries. Mia cornered me at lunch. Spill. You're gray as the sound. I did the Riley Spectre. The cab escape. She sighed. Sage. Trusts earned daily. Aiden. But doubt's a thief. Call his bluff, or lose him. Bluff. The word ignited. I drove to the startup's Belltown hive. Badgeless but bold. Receptionist waved me up. Noah's in a huddle. Grab a seat? The bullpen hummed, white-barred scrawled. Hoodies huddled. Noah emerged from glass-walled conference, spotting me frozen. Aiden? What? Talk. Now. Tone brooked no boardroom. We ducked to a stairwell, fluorescent buzz underscoring. This dramatic? He crossed arms. Defensive. Dramatic? Try desperate. Voice cracked. I love you, flaws. Fights. All. But the secrecy? Kills. His shoulders slumped. Fight fleeing. No secrecy. Riley's cool. Pushed my ideas in the pitch. Drinks were group. I dipped early. Cab straight home. Text me if you don't believe. Phone out. He scrolled call log. Last ping to me at 11:47 p.m. No Riley after. See. Relief flooded. Foolish. Then why dodge? The fresh cologne. The evasion. Long day, sweaty huddle. Freshened up at the gym downstairs. Sheepish grin. Habit from Portland travel. An evasion, because every question feels interrogation. Shame burned. Sorry. Trauma's a bitch whip. He uncrossed. Hand to my cheek. Ours is shared whip. But Aiden, trust or bust. I can't tiptoe eternity. Nodding. Tears hot. Therapy? Together? Unpack the baggage. I softened. Yeah. For us. We booked a queer-affirming counselor in Capitol Hill, DR. Lena. No relation to the barback. But same soul, warm. No bullshit. Sessions peeled layers. My abandonment echoes. His closet scars. Patterns repeat till named, she said. Notebook scribbling. Name them. Break free. Progress stitched slow. Date nights enforced. No phones. Just us. Pixel walks at Discovery Park. Waves lapping confessions. Noah's startup stabilized. My mag series sold to a national queer outlet. Royalties funding a joint savings. Nest egg. He called it. Winking. Winter thawed to tentative spring. Dad visited. Awkward weekend in our cramped flat. Pixel his icebreaker. Over beers on the fire escape. He rasped. Proud of your grit, son. And him, Noah. Solid. Noah blushed. I squeezed his knee under the blanket. Learning solid. Daily. Pride 26 amplified. Our float. A photo booth on wheels. Snapping couples in rainbow frames. Stories collected for a zine. Noah designed the graphics. Electric florals. I curated the candids. Marching. Hands clasped. Confetti raining. We felt invincible. Post-parade. The after-party loft throbbed, bodies undulating. Bass vibrating bones. Jax jammed on stage. Sax wailing. He nodded our way mid-solo. Approval in the trill. Riley appeared, tall. Androgynous. Spouse at side. Baby bump proud. Aiden. Noah's raved. Your series? Game changer. Warmth genuine. Doubt dissolved in her firm handshake. Thanks. Noah's the spark. Later. Rooftop under stars. Noah pulled a box from his pocket. Velvet. Unassuming. Not the ring. Yet. But promise rings? For the somedays. Silver bands. Engraved N and F fused. We slipped them on. Metal cool then warming. Sealing vows under city's glow. But humanism tempers triumph. Shadows linger. Summer scorched again. Wildfires choking skies orange. Noah's startup pivoted. Layoffs loomed. His role safe but strained. Nights. He'd pace. Sketches frantic. What if it tanks? Our nest egg. I'd pull him to bed. Whispers weaving security. We'll pivot. Together. Fall brought the blow. Dad's cancer diagnosis. Stage 3. Aggressive. Reno oncologist's call crackled over speaker. Mom's voice joined. Frail. Come soon. Aiden. He wants you both. We flew south. Pixel boarded with Mia. Hospital sterile stung. Dad diminished further, tubes snaking, but eyes lit at our entrance. My boys, he wheezed, gripping hands. Days blurred vigil. Mom's rosary clicks. Noah's quiet sketches at bedside, portraits capturing Dad's wry smile. Stories surfaced. Dad's hidden youth, a college crush on his roommate, unspoken then buried. Regrets, he murmured one dusk. Don't hoard yours. We didn't. Tears flowed free. Forgiveness flowed freer. Last night, as monitors beeped dirge, he beckoned me close. Love him fierce, Aiden. That's the legacy. Dawn brought peace, his breath easing final. We held each other in the hall, grief a shared shroud. Funeral in Reno scorched, cremation simple, ashes to scatter in Tahoe's blues. Back in Seattle, we planted a Japanese maple in Discovery Park. Roots for remembrance. Therapy deepened. Loss refracts love. Lena said. Let it illuminate, not eclipse. It did. Noah's startup folded merciful, severance cushioned, his freelance phoenixing into a boutique queer branding firm. NNA Designs, our initials, our ethos. My photos garnered a book deal. Seattle Souls. Queering the Gray, preface by yours truly. Dedication. For Noah, my light in the lens. One rainy eve. Rooftop as always. Pixel splashing puddles below. Noah knelt proper, ring box velvet. Diamond modest but fierce. Aiden Harper, you've framed my chaos into art. Marry me? Make forever official. Tears mixed rain. Yes. 1,000 times. The wedding brewed intimate. Spring 27. Backyard of Mia's new queen and Victorian. Riley officiating. Jax toasting with sax serenade. Vows exchanged under arbor of wild roses. In storms and sun, I choose you. Honeymoon in the San Juans, cabins creekside, kayaks cutting fjords. Night stargazing, bodies entwined, whispers of futures. Adoption dreams, gallery walls in our home studio. Years folded forward. NNA thrived, clients from indie bands to pride nonprofits. My book toured coasts, talks on visibility drawing crowds. Pixel grade gracefully, chases slowing to snoozes by hearth. Challenges came, as they do, fertility hurdles in fostering. Mom's slow thaw to allyship, wildfires worsening with climate's wrath. But we weathered therapy touchstones, community anchors. On our 5th anniversary, rooftop ritual renewed. Rain pattering, rings glinting. Tell me if it's too much, Noah teased, echoing origin. I pulled him close, kiss ceiling. It's everything. Always. Seattle side content. A city of cycles, gray to gold, fracture to fuse. Love, we learned, isn't flawless portrait, but ongoing exposure, developing together, frame by honest frame.